we're bringing in Ethan Hunt. You mean the Ethan Hunt that broke into the CIA? Yes, that Ethan Hunt, because it has come down to this. It has all led to this because of one man, Ethan Hunt. Hey guys, welcome to my review of Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. And I will be keeping my review spoiler free, even though it won't be so vague where it's boring. I am going to go over some stuff, but I will avoid any spoilers or anything that's going to affect your viewing experience. And I'm going to be going over the good of this movie, which there's a lot of. The bad, which there's some stuff we got to bring up. I'm going to rate it using my super sophisticated 5-star rating system. I know, it's like impressive every time I see it, and I've seen this shit like 100 times. And then I'm going to give you my final thoughts on the film, if it's worth going to the theater for it, and if it's even worth going to IMAX for it. Yeah. And Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning is the 8th and supposedly final film in this franchise. I mean, dude, he's 62. I mean, come on. I don't know how he does it. My theory is, because he prays to aliens, that maybe they gave him like alien serum and that's why he's able to do this crap at this age. But this movie actually opens up with a message from Tom Cruise to the audience. And dude, it was touching, giving us 30 years of this franchise, like not just for entertainment, risking his freaking life in these crazy stunts. Yeah, dude, good for you, man. Thank you, Mr. Cruise. And thank God he had time for one more impossible mission. And Mission Impossible does bring back familiar faces. Directed by Christopher McQuarrie, who actually now did the last 4 Mission Impossibles, including my personal favorite, Fallout. He's back. You obviously have Tom Cruise, Simon Pegg, Ving Rhames reprising their roles, Angela Bassett again playing Erica, who normally I don't like in these movies, but she's actually really good here. Not that I don't like Angela Bassett, she's a great actor. It's more like her character she plays. No, she's good here. We also have Haley Atwell coming back, and that Asian super cool ninja chick, she's back too. Oh, and Esai Morales, who plays Gabriel. And I gotta tell you, I feel so bad for this actor because he's a good actor. It's just the lines he has to deliver. This is one of the worst written freaking villains. Like, wow. He'll be like, hee, you're not gonna get me, Ethan Hunt. And I'm just like, did you really just say that? You can feel him twirling his mustache while he's delivering the freaking lines. I don't have a mustache or a freaking goatee, but I guess if he had this, he'd do this. It's actually really calming. And our heroes are back, even though they're not really back. Because one thing I actually miss is that the other Mission Impossible movies, like Ving Rhames, Simon Pegg, and freaking Tom Cruise, these guys, they're back and forth, they're bickering, their banter, they would feed off each other, was always so much fun in these adventures. This adventure is a lot of just Tom Cruise. He does a lot of solo work here, and it's cool, it's just you can't help but miss that other stuff. But they're back to fight off Gabriel and this really dangerous AI that's gonna like destroy the world. It's called the Entity, and it's gonna destroy the world by feeding out false information, deep fakes and stuff to just get people against each other, divide and conquer. And it's unsettling, to be honest with you, because in the movie it's called the Entity, but in real life I think we just call that the internet. But yeah, something this movie does really well is that it lets you know it is the final one by really just going over stuff about the other ones. Even it's just like flashbacks, bringing stuff up in the past, almost like a highlight reel, like, oh, remember when Ethan did this and did this and did this. And I know people are going to complain a little bit about the first hour of this film because it's a little bit slow, but to be honest with you, I didn't mind it one bit because I'm a fan of the film and I love seeing these guys. These are like old friends we're not going to see again, dude. So I'm like, you know what, dude, if you want to hang out and just shoot the shit for a while, I don't mind one bit. And it's not just freaking bringing up other parts of other movies, like just kind of putting it all together. There's a couple of movies that are actually written into this with reappearing characters, and the reappearing characters, it feels good, it feels natural, it doesn't feel forced. And I'm like, it's really cool the way they did this. Like, I really appreciate the way they did this. Even though I will say on the side, it's a little funny that out of all the movies they flash back, the one they kind of barely even mention is Mission Impossible 2, which I know there are fans of it, but to people, usually it's kind of the stepchild of the films in this franchise. And apparently the franchise agrees with that. Yeah, because the way they treat it, oof. Another movie that kind of actually did this, I'm a huge fan of the Daniel Craig James Bonds. Spectre tried to do this, and it was cringe when Spectre tried to do it. It was so forced. This, it doesn't feel forced, not at all. Even though I will say, with no detail, a character having an item in his pocket from 30 years ago just to be like, hey, yeah, it's kind of stupid, but it's fine. And listen, you can't say Mission Impossible without the word stunt. I mean, you can. It's just, you know what I mean. And the stunts here, I will say, are a little bit calmer now. Yeah, the action pieces are a little bit more subdued, and I hate to say it, it's got to be the age, dude. There's a lot of stuff that's off camera sometimes with some fights, other things, so you're like, Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying anything. The guy's 62, dude. Like, really? There's no spoiler here, but there's a freaking scene with the airplanes, and he's trying to get on the airplane, and you see it all over the trailer. It left my palms sweaty, but I will say, which is a good job movie, but I will say it stopped feeling like I'm watching Ethan Hunt and started feeling like I'm watching Tom Cruise do a stunt. And it's because you feel it. And yeah, there was one unflattering scene. I have to admit, it was the one LOL scene in the whole movie. It's just, unfortunately, it wasn't supposed to be, which is when the wind is hitting Ethan Hunt at a certain angle. He looked like Jim Carrey from Dumb and Dumber. And not just a little bit, bro. It looked like Jim Carrey was in the freaking movie. You see a little bit in the trailer for like a second, but no. When you see the whole movie, it's there, bro, for like 2 minutes, and you're like, Jim Carrey's on a freaking plane doing a stunt. Oh my God, it's Jim Carrey. So you're saying I have a chance. It's like, yeah, it's like that, bro. And listen, this franchise has never really jumped the shark, or at least it felt like it, because it's never gone fast and furious, because it was always presenting the scenarios in a very grounded way where you're like, you know what? I get it. Let's just go with it. But there are some questionable decisions here, and it wasn't even because of the action. It was just more like, oh, I want to get this into the film. We're like, okay, we wouldn't even brought up hypothermia, but somebody has to have their shirt off. Now you're like, are they a superhero? Or are they not? Like, are they supernatural? Another thing, I know I love that run scene. You know, the run scene where Tom Cruise is like freaking hauling ass and he's just like da, 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 going crazy like that. We all love that run scene. I'm a fan. I love seeing that in the movies. This is the first movie that it felt a little weird because it happened in really two situations that you're like, okay, this doesn't make sense. One, when you're chasing something that's going 50 miles an hour, why are you running, bro? Number two, and no detail here, Ethan Hunt had to get somewhere really fast to help a character avoid a dangerous situation. He's running in an open street with no cars in the way and chose to run instead of hiring a car, calling an Uber, anything. And yeah, we need the run scene, I get it, but it just kind of stood out. It always felt necessary, not here. Also, and here's where the real complaint comes in. I know this movie is about Tom Cruise versus AI, but I have to admit, I feel like they kind of work together at some point, because when you see this script, wow. Somebody was like on ChatGPT saying, okay, remember, this audience is really stupid because the exposition in this movie, I love the flashbacks, I love the talking, but there's just something, I can't even put it into words, dude. It's over and over and over again. And every time they're having this freaking monologue of exposition, they're mentioning the highlight reel of previous movies and they're showing the same footage. Like, as an audience, did we forget the footage we saw 20 minutes ago? I hope not. And the way it's delivered is really weird. It's like 10 people in a room and each person says a sentence, right? And each person says a sentence. And it's like, did you guys all work together and freaking rehearse this? It's very intense. It's in the camera. And the more quiet you are, the more intense it is. Ask Tom Cruise, who was whispering a freaking monologue on a cargo jet that was flying. Those things are loud, but apparently no, not in this movie. They turned the outside noise down. Yeah. And I'm not saying this ruined the movie, but just get prepared for some, we're bringing in Ethan Hunt. You mean the Ethan Hunt that broke into the CIA? Ethan Hunt that climbed that tall building and jumped? You mean the Ethan Hunt that gassed the superiors in the last Mission Impossible movie we saw? Yes, that Ethan Hunt. Ethan Hunt is our only hope, because it has come down to this. It has all led to this. This is the biggest mission of all the missions that were impossible before. Oh my God. Because of one man, Ethan Hunt. Yeah, there's a lot of that. I mean, if you're cool with it, sure. I was cool for the first 2 hours, but bro, like, relax. I'm not saying this was like a 3-hour victory lap like some movies. Looking at you, Endgame. But yeah, you do start to feel it for a little bit. Also, you're going to know the plan the whole time because they go over the plan over and over and over again. And every time they mention parts about the plan, you're going to see the items and be reminded about it. And yeah, they're going to mention that key so many times it's going to be coming out of your ass. And the plan is good here. It's the same kind of Mission Impossible stuff, like, you have to put the thing in the thing and have it exactly at noon. And there's got to be a guy walking into a Best Buy in New Jersey on one leg, and a baby rhino's got to be born in Africa at the same exact time. And if it all doesn't happen at the exact same second, everyone dies. Yeah, it's like that. But here it's a little bit different because the stakes here are scary. It feels real, and it really is like all or nothing. So yeah, you feel it to a point that the joy of these films in the third act is kind of not there, because it's kind of like a bummer. But yeah, you feel it. And listen, guys, it sounds like I'm saying a bunch of negative stuff, man, but the reality is it's a good way to wrap this up. This movie celebrated its past, made it feel organic, and let you know this was, you know, the end of just a very special franchise, man. And because of the nostalgia factors, you know, I don't hate it like some people do. I really did kind of like this movie, even though it has its flaws. And yeah, will I watch this movie in a freaking theater? I did. And guess what? I'd watch it, well, I saw it, yes. And you know what? If you could see it in IMAX for the first time, I'd say do that too, because they're not going to make movies like this all the time, man. And on that note, thank you, Tom Cruise. Thank you for everything you've done for us, dude. Thank you for everything you've done in the name of entertainment. Thank you for being an awesome movie star, man. Guys, I'm hitting my channel harder than I ever have before. I actually never really hit it that hard, but now I'm doing it. Screw it. I'm trying to do 25 movie reviews by July 15th. I just started a little bit ago. This is number 6. I got 19 more to go. I would love for you to be part of my journey, which means please like, subscribe, hit that button for notifications so you get them when I post a video and it's not just 5 people looking at them. Let me know what your favorite Mission Impossible is in the comments. And if you want to rank them, freaking rank them. Who cares? Yeah. Thanks for watching.